Do you want to know the secrets to throw harder, pitch faster, and most importantly, stay injury-free? If that is what you want, you have came to the right place, as today we'll be talking about throwing a baseball. What's up everyone? Welcome to the first episode of Yumcha with Sky, a series where we talk about everything baseball. I hope that everyone is healthy this MCO, and I hope that you guys are practicing hard, as you know it has kind of reopened, or you could be training at home, who knows, but I hope that everyone's well. Anyways, today my tea of choice would be the Lipton tea, one of the Malaysia's most favorite and classical tea. Nice and refreshing. Anyways, today let's talk about throwing hard. Everyone wants to throw a baseball harder, faster, more accurately. I want that, you want that, everyone wants it, right? So I find as a beginner, I kind of struggle a lot with throwing hard. So today I would like to talk about my experiences on how I got to where I am today. So disclaimer lah, I'm not a professional doctor or anything. I'm not a pro. You guys don't be like, oh, who is this guy talking so much? Yeah, I'm not a pro. I'm just talking from my experience. If you have anything that you like to share with me or anything that you disagree with, please let me know in the comments, as I'm very open to discussions. And yeah, I think that's how baseball should be. There isn't like one way to do like everything. There isn't like one way to throw. There's like, you know, people throw above, up and over. Some people throw from here, some people throw from down there, you know. Baseball is a sport where it's a sport for everyone, you know. You can be 10 years old, or you could be 40 or 50 years old, and you still could play baseball. So yeah, baseball is a sport for everyone, and I think it's great. I think it's an amazing sport. So let's jump into throwing faster. In my opinion, throwing fast is quite important, but like, you shouldn't be focused on throwing hard and like, you know, push yourself. I think the most important thing for any baseball player would be to stay injury free, to stay healthy, because like, you don't want to get injured and be like, you know, gone for the rest of the year, you know. It kind of sucks. So it doesn't matter if you throw very fast, but once you get injured, that's it, you know, you don't want to get injured. So for me, I find that one of the most important things to throwing harder would be adequate warm-up. You know, like I find that many new players, they don't really know how to warm up properly. They'll just go like run a few laps around the field, do some of this, and it's like some of this, and then they'll like, you know, go and start playing catch. Which after doing some research and watching some videos about stretching before throwing, I found this video by Trevor Bauer. He's a professional MLB pitcher, and he talked about how you should be warming up to throw instead of throwing to warm up. So you shouldn't be playing catch to throw, but you should actually be doing proper warm up before you play catch. So how would you come about this? So, you know, everyone has their different ways of warm up. Some people use shoulder tubes, some people use weighted balls. But in my opinion, the best way would be to use these right here. Alright, these are resistance band. They are like, well, big rubber bands, you know. So yeah, pretty nice and fun to use in my opinion. So yeah, very cheap. It's like 40 ringgit. 30 ringgit actually if you buy it from like AliExpress or Lazada. I mean, not included shipping but like, yeah, it's very cheap, it's portable, you can just roll it up, put it in your pocket. And yeah, I just find that they are very easy to use and safe to use, because when you're using something like a weighted ball, you actually can risk injuring yourself if you're not sure on how to use it. Whereas for this resistance band, it's like, no matter how you stretch, right, it's not easy for you to get injured. Like you can like simply like do whatever you want with it, like you won't get injured. So yeah, resistance band is my choice. Oh yeah, always use low resistance band, because warming up you don't want to like work on your muscles or anything. You just want to give them a bit of a stretch, a bit of blood pumping in to get them nice and warm. So use low resistance. The one I'm using is about 6.8 pounds. I'm not sure how much that is in kg, but yeah, let me know how you warm up in the comments below, as I'll be willing. I want to learn more about how different people warm up, and yeah, just learning is always a thing in baseball, because baseball is a sport about learning from the beginning to the end. You know, as a player, you learn how to throw faster and all these things. Like pro players, even pro pitchers, they change the way they throw throughout their career. And then when your career ends, you start to learn how to coach people usually, which is a whole different thing. Coaching is pretty difficult, and yeah, baseball is about learning things. So I'll be more than happy if you could let me know how you warm up and give me any suggestions. So the next thing that I would like to talk on how you can throw harder would be doing physical exercise. You know, it's quite obvious that your body needs to be strong to do to throw a ball hard. So baseball, we use many of our leg and back muscles. That is quite obvious. Not so much of the arm, but mainly on the leg and back. So one of the best workouts that I find all baseball players should be doing would be, number one would be the reverse lunge, as this just stresses your leg and puts it in such a good position. So you wouldn't want to be doing the forward lunge, as the reverse lunge works on acceleration, where the forward lunge works on deceleration. It's like when a forward lunge, like you kind of step to the front and you have a momentum going, then you try to slow it down. For reverse lunge, you're kind of stepping it to the back, and then you need to use your force of your leg to push you back up. So you start with zero momentum and you have to push essentially. Where for the forward lunge, it'll be the opposite way. So reverse lunge would be the first thing I recommend doing. Second would be simple planks. Planks are very important, as you need a very strong core to be able to pitch or hit. That's like the most important thing in baseball, your core. Because when you get into very weird positions sometimes to feel a ball, like, you know, if a bunt comes at you, then you charge the ball and you need to get down and low. The only thing that's keeping you from falling over is your core. So you need a very stable core to be able to throw and hit much better and with power. So I'm sure that everyone has their own routine for their own core and ab exercises. There's like crunches and, you know, like sit-ups and many more things. And I find that all of them are quite beneficial. And just keep in mind that you shouldn't just follow what I say, as everyone is different and everyone has their own routine, and that's what makes baseball a great sport. Like, everyone is different in baseball. Everyone's body is different, everyone's mind is different. So like, yeah, just try your own different routines. To be through physical exercise. Obviously, everyone knows that if you want to throw faster or whatever, you need to have a strong body, right? So what are the exercise that I think is best for baseball players, or whatever that worked for me and allowed me to gain strength quickly and efficiently for baseball? So the second thing on how to throw faster and harder would be your physical body. Everyone knows that you need a strong physical body to be able to produce more force. So what are the exercises that are baseball specific that you could be doing to strengthen your physical body? So one day I was just, you know, before you sleep, you just scroll through your phone and stuff on Instagram, you know, and I came across this account called Dr. Heenan, and then he had this amazing formula. It was called the 90 mile per hour formula. So these are some of the exercises that he has lifted down. Number one would be deadlift. Number two, chin-ups. The third one would be reverse lunges, which I find to be very, very useful in developing not only pure leg strength, but core stability. I would say that these are very good guidelines of exercises that you should be doing. However, they are not the only way, and there are many different ways, and he did not include core stability exercises such as planking and, you know, sit-up and crunches, which are very important. I'm also not discrediting that the 90 mile per hour isn't good. I think it's fantastic. It prevents injury and has helped many people hit 90 miles per hour. All I'm saying is that maybe it might not be the best thing for you. So I think everyone needs to know what exercise suits them, as what I do might not be the best for what you are, for you, and what you do might not be the best for me. But I think it's just important to share the knowledge, so you can maybe discover new things that are better for you or better for me. So yeah, do let me know if you have any strength training other than the basic planking and sit up to that you use to help strengthen your own body. If you have any secrets, do let us know in the comment, as yeah, baseball is all about sharing after all and learning. Thirdly, how to throw faster would be very dependent on your mechanics. Even if you have a very strong body and you can lift like 150 kgs deadlift or whatever, you're not able to throw quickly and safely if you're not having the good mechanics. To have good mechanics, I would say it's very important to remain flexible. Like for myself, when I started, I was having troubles getting in certain of the throwing positions. Like I find that my body was very stiff. So a good way to overcome this problem would be through stretching, just static stretching. Always do static stretching after a warm-up, by the way, because you would never want to stretch a cold muscle, as it will snap, like a cold rubber band. If you put it in the freezer or fridge, once you pull, it will just snap. So always warm up before static stretching, and during warm up always do dynamic stretching. So the dynamic stretching is basically movements like this where you're not in a static position, where static position stretching would be something like that, where you just hold one position for a long time and push yourself slowly, and by slowly. Anyways, back to mechanics. I find that I really sucked at throwing a ball. When I just start playing baseball, I had horrible mechanics. So I would like to share how I got to fix it, so hopefully that you wouldn't need to spend so long trying and error and different things like that. So let's have a look at this video right here of one of the new members in our team. So let's look at him throwing the ball. Okay, doing a tower drill, sorry. Yeah. So firstly, he is new to baseball, so I would give him 10 out of 10, because I used to be a lot worse when I started playing baseball. So for him to be able to have this arm motion is pretty impressive, and I'm sure that everyone, when they start playing, they should be somewhere around here. So I don't want all of you go in the comments be like, oh, look at him, his left look, oh, got problem here, oh no, his butt is not sticking out enough, all these little things. Yeah, so guys, he's new to baseball, so let's keep everything nice and friendly, as he's actually doing pretty well for one of the first times, Anyways, so let's have a look at this. So yeah, for you more experienced people, you guys might be saying, yeah, it's clearly not the most beautiful of mechanics out there, but that's fine. He just started playing baseball and he's learning. Anyways, one of the ways that I found helped me overcome mechanical problems, I used to pitch much worse than him, by the way. So I find that I used to get really messy, in the sense that I tried to fix everything at once. So when I had mechanical problems, I had problem with my feet, I had problem with my elbow, with my glove hand, with transferring the weight to the front. I had all these different problems. So I tried to fix all of them in one day, but I find that it was just very messy. I couldn't understand what am I doing sometimes, and then it just wastes the whole training session, when you spend 2 hours just being so jumbled up in your mind, and then you end up just wasting all that time, which is not a very effective way for anyone. So to any new players that are looking to get better at throwing, I find that you should be breaking them up into different sections before working on a particular session. So let's say for him, maybe today you would just want to focus on transfer of momentum to the front, just to get a feel for that. Which, by the way, using a medicine ball is an amazing tool, but more on that on a following video or whatever. So yeah, you wouldn't want to fix everything in one day, but break that up into sessions like lower body or upper body. And upper body specifically, like which part do you want to fix? The glove hand? Do you want to fix the throwing hand, the elbow, the snap of the wrist? Which I wouldn't say you snap a baseball when you throw it down, because the momentum would just go with it. But yet again, yeah, baseball is a sport where everyone has different way of thinking and analogies, so you must think whatever works for you. As sometimes when you tell someone to snap a baseball down, they would just be focusing on snapping, which is not the right thing to do. You will want to just use your wrist to slightly push the baseball and yeah, let it fly when it's at the right point of time. That is how I would describe it, in my opinion. But yeah, everyone has a different analogy, and that's fine. So let's have a look at him throwing again. By the way, let's notice his amazing smile throughout this throw, which is bonus points for that. I've never seen someone smile so happily while throwing a baseball or like doing a tower drill. So yeah, amazing. Anyways, let's have a look at this point. We could notice that, well, let's say we could see that when his lead foot lands, it's a bit imbalanced. So maybe one day he will want to just, work on that lead foot, on getting it balanced and landing it at the right spot. And this is all preference again. Some people like to land their foot more inside, more outside, or in the middle, or at an angle, and that's fine because everyone's different. So other than breaking up into parts, always remember to utilize a slow motion video. So like everyone's phone these days, I'm sure, has slow motion video capabilities. Your phone has it, my phone has it, everyone's phone has it, So when I started out, I couldn't really tell, especially when you're training by yourself, what you're doing wrongly. As if you record a normal video, everything just happens in 1 second. 1 second you're in set, next second you're throwing already. So you can't see all the minute things in between. Utilizing a slow motion camera would be very, 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 very useful. So that's it for today's episode of Yumcha with Sky. If you guys have any questions or would like to give me any tips on how you throw harder and things that you have learned from your experience, please let me know in the comment, as I'm sure that what I said today is just from what I learned in my experience, and I'm sure that everyone has a different baseball journey, which makes baseball so amazing. So please let me know and share with everyone in the comments on how you throw harder. So I hope everyone could, be able to throw harder and most importantly stay injury free. So again, thanks for watching and I hope to see you soon.